let us switch gears for a moment because I'm tired of hearing about this Jussie. I don't even know who the fuck this nigga is, man. But everybody and their mama asking me and you to do something about this Jussie. What's his name?
Jussie Smollett.
Okay, who is he? What's his claim to fame? What did he do? I don't know shit about this nigga. Who is this nigga, man?
Jussie Smollett is an actor.
Okay.
He's a musician and actor. He plays on Empire. He plays Jamal Lyon on the Fox television show Empire with Terrence. What's the motherfucker's name?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard and Taraji Henson.
All right.
He plays Jamal Lyon, the son of Lucius and Cookie Lyon. Taraji Henson and Terrence Howard on Fox.
Right.
They said that he's a homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
He's an admitted homosexual.
Oh, wait. Wait. He's a homosexual in real life.
He's a homosexual. He plays a homosexual on the show, and he's a homosexual in real life.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Okay, so Empire, not just Empire, but Lee Daniels and Hollywood, they've been really hard on Donald Trump. You know, they don't like the whole MAGA situation, and it's their right not to do so. So they don't like the climate that Trump's presidency has ushered in America.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they've been, doing these little criticisms, these little public conversations about, now this is the era of racism, this is the era of where racism has resurged in American life, and it's true, it has. But the fact of the matter is, in the final analysis, it's about who can defend themselves and who can't, but that's another subject. So Jussie Smollett is on this big thing. Him and Lee Daniels are on this big thing about homophobia. Mm-hmm. They're on this campaign about homophobia. What they're really trying to do is make homosexuality mainstream.
Right.
They're trying to mainstream homosexuality, as a type of they're trying to mainstream it. I'll just say that. They're trying to mainstream homosexuality. They're trying to make it accepted as another form of love similar to heterosexual relationships. So what happened was, apparently, he said that he got attacked by 2 Trump supporters with a Make America Great Again hat. That we back to that motherfucking hat again. He got attacked by 2 Trump supporters with a MAGA hat. And, he had pictures of him in the hospital. He shot a video. He made a video. He went on live. I think it was either Facebook or Twitter, and showed a video of himself in the hospital with his face messed up and smashed up. And then they were saying that they thought it was a hoax, but later on, the police supposedly ran into the 2 men that did the attack, and they weren't even white dudes. They were black.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was supposedly his love interest. So essentially, he staged a fake assault on himself in order to frame some Trump supporters. That's what they're saying he did.
Okay, wait. So he did actually get attacked?
He did get attacked. Yes, he did.
But everyone's saying that he staged the attack.
Yeah, that he paid them niggas like $3,500
to
do what they did to him. He paid them $35 each.
Oh, God damn. To take an ass whooping. Okay.
Yeah. He paid them $35 each to, fuck him up.
All right.
So he can, make that claim. And so the police investigated it, and they said that he set this up, that it was fraudulent, that it was essentially a false flag operation, if I can make that analogy.
Right.
That he basically set this shit up, and they found the men that actually did the attack, and they confessed to him paying them $3,500 to stage this incident. And so they turned around and charged him with filing a false police report. They charged him with a felony.
All right.
And so he was mug-shotted. He was fingerprinted, mug-shotted, booked, and put in jail for a minute, and then he made bail, and he got out and went back to work at Empire. So they were talking, some people were asking, what did I think about it? What did I think about it?
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, I can't really think about Jussie. I'm not really, at this point, as concerned about Jussie Smollett as I'm concerned about what's happening with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned. I'm not concerned about Jussie Smollett. He out of jail. I'm concerned about the Fat Mac. That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, damn right.
You see what I'm concerned about my brother. You know, I'm concerned about me. I'm concerned about us. I'm concerned about, again, nigga, they got Bill Cosby with no evidence. They got Bill Cosby with no evidence. They got R. Kelly off some shit that bitches admitted to doing and lied so they can do it.
Willingly. They willingly did.
Willingly.
Shit. And another
they got Neil deGrasse Tyson off of some allegations. They even had Chris Brown off of some allegations. They had Tavis Smiley off of some shit by some allegations a bitch made that was fucking him. That's what I'm concerned about. I ain't concerned about no possible false flag operation with this nigga. And somebody gonna talk about, aren't you concerned this was a conspiracy by the Democrats? Man, fuck that, because in the final analysis, Democrat and Republican, they're all the same when you don't have power. There's no difference between a conservative Republican and a liberal Democrat when you're marginalized and disenfranchised. Both of them motherfuckers are gonna put a foot in your ass. Fuck the Democratic Party. Fuck the Republican Party. Fuck both of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the big hoopla about this Jussie motherfucker?
It's nigga shit. It's just something to keep niggas talking. It's just gossip to keep niggas talking. And there's no great political referendum that's gonna come out of that. The real shit is what's happening with Cosby and R. Kelly and Tavis Smiley and Chris Brown and Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's the real shit. That's the real shit. Ain't nobody violating the statute of law when Jussie Smollett got his jaw cracked. Ain't nobody, excuse me, I said violating the statute. Ain't nobody violating or changing the statute of limitations. That's what I mean to say. Right. There's no statute of limitations being changed around Jussie Smollett's alleged false flag attack. They're changing the rules for these niggas. Ain't nobody changing the rules for Jussie Smollett. He's small potatoes. In the long scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, he don't even matter. He's positively irrelevant. Okay. This nigga is minuscule. It means nothing. Jussie Smollett wasn't trying to do nothing big. He's just trying to get some shine for homosexuals. He's just trying to get some shine for people that are gay. He's just trying to. It's just like the same thing with that nigga that wore that dress to the Oscars. Yeah, he said he was trying to get some shine for homosexuals.
That's disgusting and irreprehensible. I'm thinking, boy, I'm like, what is wrong with these brothers out here, man? What is wrong with them, man? Good God. That's like, nigga.
Y'all looking at the wrong shit, man.
For real.
That's the freak show. The shit you concerned about is the freak show. That's the goddamn freak show. That's not the real deal. That's not the real. The real deal is the shit that's happening right in front of you. The real deal is when you see these motherfuckers violating their own laws and their own rules to put a nigga in prison. That's what you should be worried about. Jussie Smollett out somewhere now biting a pillow, getting fucked from behind by some nigga.
Oh, shit. Anti-arrows for gollies. Disgusting and irreprehensible.
Jussie Smollett is taking a dick up the ass right now from some nigga that he's in love with. He out right now.
Shit, man.
He's out. And I know what they gonna do. They ain't gonna send him to prison. They gonna make this nigga give a public service announcement. They gonna make him do some community service work. And they gonna make him pay a whole grip of money. And that's it. Jussie Smollett ain't no threat to the system.
So wait a minute, check this out. So what is the overall prevailing attitude about this dude on like YouTube? I mean, are people lauding him as a hero? Are people clowning him? Like, what's...
They're clowning him.
Oh,
they're
clowning. Okay.
They're saying it was fake.
Okay,
they're saying the shit is fake. They're clowning him for perpetrating a fraud.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I never looked into it. I never knew who this dude was. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? I don't know this nigga, man. So, all right, I got you.
He's a star from Empire. He's a star on the show Empire. So they're clowning him because this fraudulent shit backfired and blew up in his motherfucking face.
Yeah, nah.
So for you niggas, I don't give a shit about. I don't care about that. That shit is so monumentally insignificant to me that it's pathetic.
I'm surprised it is blown up the way it has, because it's like everywhere on YouTube. I'm like, this must be something really important. And then, you know.
No, they know that they can give niggas the most meaningless and trivial shit, and they'll take it and go to the nth degree with it.
Right.
And this shit is so epically irrelevant. This shit is insignificant. Meanwhile, they're changing the statute of they're rewriting the laws, they're redrafting legislation so that they can get niggas locked up, so that they can put niggas in prison. That's what I'm concerned about.
So that they can basically get an ironclad new form of slavery.
Yes. That's what I'm concerned about. That's what I'm concerned about. And ain't nobody safe from this shit. Nobody.
Man.
Nobody.
What
happens when they come knocking at my door? Saying, well, this bitch said you gave her, that she came here to clean your house and you raped her. I didn't rape that bitch. I gave her 75.
I gave her 75, son. Hell nah.
So from now on, I don't deal with bitches in cash no more. These bitches getting cashier checks and money orders from me.
Hell nah, boy. Yep, it's to the point, man. It don't really matter what you do with a bitch, nigga. Your goose can be cooked either way. Shit, whether you married,
just because they said it happened.
Yeah, you can be married, you can be tricking, you can be pimping. It don't matter what you do with a bitch, nigga. It can all go south at the drop of a hat. She can make some shit up and nigga, you fuck. No doubt, man. This shit crazy, man. I'm like, God damn, every time I turn on the news, bro, it's a new allegation against a new brother. I'm like, this shit, man, when is it gonna stop?
Meanwhile, the white boys ain't going to court for shit. Ain't nobody even heard about Harvey Weinstein no more. They ain't even talking about that shit.
Nope.
They ain't saying shit about Harvey Weinstein. They ain't saying shit about Woody Allen. And you know he was fucking his child.
Shit. Ain't saying shit about Charlie Sheen. Ain't saying shit about... The only person that got knocked was, what's that motherfucker? That Sandusky dude? That Jerry Sandusky?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, that was just so egregious. They couldn't let that one go. Shit. But, you know, that leads me to, like, another topic, man, another subject, man. Going back to our favorite pro-black radical superhero, female version, Cynthia, one of her talking points is that black men are being dominated in white society. Okay? And then you have the other side, right, where you would have, like, let's pick an angry man. And angry man basically says that's erroneous. Black men are not being dominated in society, which is kind of strange to me, because every now and then he does talk about the concept of white supremacy, but yet still, when it comes to Cynthia talking about how black men are being dominated in society, he said, no, we're not being dominated in society. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what's your perspective, because me and you, it's kind of weird that I have to bring this up, because nothing irritates me and you more than black folks always saying white supremacy every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? White supremacy. You know, it's like, God damn, give it a rest. You know what I'm saying? We was kind of like on some Bill Cosby shit. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, drive on, be successful, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, right? But with this Cosby shit that popped off, man, I got to kind of dial back or pull back my I don't know my opinion on that just a little bit now, because it's so blatant and it's just so in your face that what happened with Cosby. It's like, goddamn. So what do you think, man? Are black men dominated in society? Is Sinji right in that aspect? Or would Angry Man be right? Say, no, we're not dominating society. We can do what we want, when we want, how we want. What's your opinion on that?
Two things can be true.
Okay.
At the same time.
Right.
It does help you to keep your nose to the grindstone. Personally responsible, and to have a plan and to try to improve yourself economically, politically, and socially in the most effective ways possible. Mm-hmm. You can have a pull yourself up by the bootstraps approach. It's going to be difficult in a motherfucker, but you can do it. Mm-hmm. But you don't do it with blinders on.
Okay.
You know that the deck is stacked against you. You know that this is not a merit-based system. You know that this shit ain't gonna be fair. You know that white people practice the most egregious forms of nepotism. You know they're gonna look out for their own. That's a given, dude. Mm-hmm. That's a given. Let me ask you something, man.
All right.
What kind of power collectively do black people have in this society?
Collectively?
Yeah.
I mean, the closest thing collectively that they have is, buying power, money. But I guess you can't really say that there's no power in that, because they don't use it to benefit themselves.
Exactly.
Right. So
what kind of political power they have?
Nothing.
So what kind of feudal land power they have? What kind of military power they have?
Zero.
So what do you call a motherfucker that doesn't have any power to inflict a consequence? You know what you call that? You call that a victim.
Okay. All right.
That's what you call that. You call that a casualty. You call a motherfucker with no ability to defend himself against any form of organized aggression against that group of people in society. Huey P. Newton said, "An unarmed people are subject to slavery at any moment."
Okay.
An unarmed people is subject to slavery at any moment. That means you exist in this society on the kindness and beneficence of people that don't even like you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's a terrible position to be in. And that goes back to what I was saying about these pro-black niggas that talked all that shit about the civil rights movement. That's why I told you, having money doesn't mean shit if you don't have the means to protect it.
Okay.
You can have all the motherfucking money in the world, but if you don't have political power and feudal and military power behind it, you just a rich sucker.
Mm-hmm.
You are a cuckold. You a trick. You a victim. You a rich mark waiting to get got. You can have all the motherfucking money in the world, but if you don't have organized guns and force behind you, it don't mean shit. It don't mean anything. So when you ask me about white supremacy, there's no doubt that white supremacy is a factor in this. It's there. And dog.
Yeah, I mean, just the simple fact that, if the Bill Cosby verdict and along with this R. Kelly shit doesn't cast, some light on the fact that, black men pretty much are powerless and they are getting their ass kicked. Yeah, they're getting their ass kicked in this society because, of course, their white counterparts are not going through the same shit. Like the Kevin Spacey guy. We can go on and on, man. These cats, they get on TV, they get ridiculed for like 2 or 3 days, and then the story just disappears. You know what I mean? But no, man, when a brother so-called step out of line, it's on the news for fucking months, man. They, like I said, they doing all sorts of crazy shit with the legislation and the laws. You know what I mean? They changing shit up. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, seriously? And then, of course, I listen to niggas say black men are not dominated in society. How the fuck are we not dominated in society when we have Bill Cosby, the 5-star general in the game, who can't get a fair shake in court.
You know what that is?
What's that,
You know
my
what
nigga?
that is, man?
What's that?
That's the same thing that a nigga's always had. Nothing but his pride and his ego.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's all that is.
Don't want to admit
That's
it.
his pride. Don't want to admit it. That's his pride and his ego talking. Okay?
Yeah.
That's his pride, and he doesn't want to recognize reality, because if he recognizes reality, it's an indictment against his manhood. Because if you tell him he's dominated and subjugated by another group of people, you're effectively calling him a non-factor. You're effectively nullifying his existence. You're basically telling him that he is, as Ralph Ellison so eloquently wrote about, you are the invisible man. You don't even matter. It don't matter what you think, because you're a non-entity. Whatever you say don't matter. And you say, well, we have economic power, but you don't control or harness that economic power. You got political power, but you sit here and give all of your political patronage to people that come to your churches and dance on stage with you, you know, and make you all kind of promises that they know they're not going to keep, and you still vote for them. Or then you turn around and ally yourself with people that are openly hostile to your community. You turn around and ally yourself with people that openly lie to you in your face and make you believe the lie that they're telling you. Do you know how stupid these conservatives look? You know how stupid these people don't have any love for you? Conservatism is not about the ideals of God, faith, and family. That shit is about the concentration of wealth of the elite in this society. The Republican Party is the naked expression of plutocracy in America. That's what the Republican Party stands for. They are the out and out soldiers of the plutocrats and oligarchs in American society, and they're not ashamed of it. They out and out lie to you about history, and you're dumb enough to believe the lie. Anytime a nigga will tell you the Ku Klux Klan is not a bad organization because they bought his family some Christmas toys. Do you know what that sounds like?
Who said that shit?
You know who said that?
ABL?
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, for real.
Yeah. Go look at that. The Ku Klux Klan or not, because they bought his family. They would come and bring the community Christmas toys. You know how stupid that sounds?
It's disgusting and irreprehensible. Hell no, boy. ABL, that's my nigga. I fucks with ABL.
They are able to incorporate people that are ashamed of our economic and political circumstance in this society. They incorporate those people into their organizations. You know how weak you must be, motherfucker, that is openly lying to you. You want to be lied to. How much respect do they have for you? They have about as much respect for you as the Democratic Party got for the niggas in their camp that want to be lied to.
Okay.
The Democratic Party doesn't have any respect for you either. The only time they know your motherfucking ass is when election time roll around. And they're getting sick of you because you're not even delivering during election time. These young niggas are too stupid to even go to the polls. So you can't even deliver the vote that they want. You can't even help them take the House. You can't even help them take the Senate or the Congress. So you can't even deliver politically. You can't deliver politically. You can't deliver economically. You can't deliver socially. You're just here. You're just in the way.
So check this out. Let me, how does the rebuttal go? The rebuttal goes like this. When I was hearing cats trying to counter Cindy's argument by her stating that black men are basically being dominated by the white man in society, niggas was saying shit like this. They were saying, well, every man in American society is dominated. The Chinese man, the white man, the Hispanic man, Everybody's dominated because it's society and you have rules and laws and regulations and everybody has to follow them. Okay, so I don't know. What do you think about that rebuttal, man? Does that sound like bullshit to you, or does that sound like a cogent argument? I don't know.
It's sleight of hand trickery. Because yes, I should say sleight of hand fuckery.
Okay.
Yes, it is. All people have to follow the rules, but the rules are not for everybody.
Oh, that's obvious. See that? That's obvious. Yeah.
They're not changing the statute of limitations for Kevin Spacey or Harvey Weinstein, are they?
No, they are not.
But they damn sure changing them for Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, aren't they?
Damn right. Mm-hmm.
Okay? So there may be rules for everybody in society to follow, but everyone is not equally punished under those same rules.
No doubt.
So you can't sit here and tell me that, okay, everybody's dominated, and they always bringing up the Chinese. Let me tell you something, man.
All right.
China is a world power. China is a world power. And that power, that country, even though those people are here in America, even though they're Asian or Chinese Americans, the power and the prestige being held by their mother country translates into how people treat them here in America.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
You wouldn't dare do anything slick against the Chinese American here because it would look bad to the Chinese in Beijing.
Okay.
It would look bad to the motherfucker that holds more of America's bonds. It would look bad to the motherfucker that is indebted in America. Dog, whether you believe September 11th or not, whether you believe it was a false flag operation or not,
all right,
smoke this over. They say Bin Laden did this shit, right?
Right.
You and I both know that's bullshit. We both know that didn't happen.
Right.
But if we go with the narrative, do you know they had Bin Laden's family here and they put them motherfuckers on a plane and sent them back to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I know that. As soon as the so-called attack went down, they put their ass on a plane.
Now, do you think they would have done that under any other circumstance to any white, red, yellow, or black motherfucker on the south side of Dayton?
Of course not.
The FBI would have their ass in a detention camp tonight.
Shit. Yeah. No doubt. Shit, the Bin Ladens are well known to be business partners with the Bushes.
Yes.
Shit.
Somebody gonna say, that's the exception. That's the exception. Well, it's the same way in this society. You want to say that's the exception? Well, you're the exception. Under any other circumstance, the statute of limitations wouldn't apply to these niggas that are being locked up and charged and convicted. But they're making an exception. Why are they making an exception? Because these niggas have money.
Shit. Just
as they made an exception to let the white motherfuckers and the Arabs go, they make an exception to lock the niggas up.
Well, this is my thing,
so
man.
If the rules were being enforced equally, you would see an equal outcome.
Right.
So you can't throw up in my face that everybody's dominated because we live under a system of rules when these motherfuckers break the rules whenever they get good and goddamn ready.
With no repercussions.
With no repercussions.
Shit. But boy, you let your black ass walk into a corner store and steal a Snicker bar, nigga, you go do 3 to 15.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Shit. While they do that white collar shit, they embezzle fucking $50 million and end up in a country club prison for
6 months.
Yeah.
For 6 goddamn months.
Yeah.
Now you gonna tell while we talking about let's talk about the laws.
Okay.
Mass incarceration disproportionately affects who?
Black people.
The disparity between powder cocaine and crack cocaine disproportionately affects who?
Black people.
Now everybody lives under that goddamn law, but the niggas are the only ones getting locked up. You You want to tell me again about these goddamn laws that everybody is subjected to?
Oh, shit.
Seriously?
Right, man. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
It's more, and this is what I had a discussion. This is why that goddamn, this is, I'm gonna calm down.
Calm down, bro.
Calm down.
Calm down, bro.
Obsidian tried to tell me on C Boogie's channel.
Obsidian got your blood pressure up. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's just, I'm just in the zone now.
All right.
He tried to tell me that raw numbers is the same thing as far as percentages is concerned. Now, raw numbers make up percentages, but here's what I'm trying to convey. Let's say you got 200 white people, right?
Yeah.
And 50 of them are on welfare, right?
Right.
So that's roughly 50 out of 200 is 25%. Yeah, 25%. 25 of those people, that's 25% of those people that are on welfare. 50 out of 200, that's 25%. But you have 100 black people, and 50 of those people are on welfare, and the other 50 aren't.
All right. So
there are 50 white people that are on welfare and 50 black people on welfare. Now, the white people, that's 25%. But among the black people that are a lower number in population is 50%. You understand what I'm saying? It's a smaller percentage if you count the total population of white people. The same number of people are on welfare, but this people is disproportionate because they are a smaller number of the population. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
You follow me?
Yeah, I follow you.
That's the difference between numbers and percentages. That's the point I'm trying to make. But every time they show welfare, what face do they show when they talk about welfare?
The black face.
What face is the face of welfare in American society?
You said what?
What face? What color face is the face of welfare?
I said black, nigga.
When Ronald Reagan talked about the welfare queen when he got elected, he wasn't talking about no white bitch.
Right.
He was talking about that black woman down there in Chicago.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So my point is though we're all up under these rules. And then when I asked him, he said, I said, why are you so upset with black people? I said, you don't like welfare, right? Well, no, I don't like welfare. I said, well, okay, what about white people? I ain't concerned about white people on welfare. If you look at the numbers, and he's supposed to be a person about numbers, it is just as many white people on welfare as it is black people. Mm-hmm. But he ain't even concerned about all black people. He's just concerned about black women. And I said, so in other words, you don't give a fuck about all these white folks spending your tax money. You just don't like black women spending your tax money. Well, yeah, who said I got to be concerned about all people? Motherfucker, your tax money is your quote-unquote tax money is being spent by all people. Mm-hmm. But you want to narrow the population to the people that you have the most rancor against because you know that there are no consequences for fucking them up.
Okay.
But you don't want to fuck with the other people that you know if you fuck with them, it'll be consequences and repercussions, so you're going to fuck with the low-hanging fruit. See, I ain't got no respect for that.
All right, I got you.
You understand?
Yeah. So
my point, as I get back to my point, is this. We are the smallest. We make up 11 or 12% of the population, but damn near 50% of the prison population. Mm-hmm. We have the highest unemployment rate. We don't have any economic power. We don't have any political power. We don't have any type of social capital. The only thing we got is our music and culture, and that's in the hands of white folks.
Mm-hmm. That's dead in the water right now.
Yeah. So how could we be anything else but dominated?
I think it's kind of like a no-brainer, man. But like I said, the cats that once again it comes down to ego because they was arguing with Cynthia G. And they just didn't really want to be wrong when it came to having some sort of debate with CNG, man, because these same cats, like I said, I've watched their shit, and they've talked about this whole concept of white supremacy on many of their videos, man. So I'm like, well, how are you going to, through the years, talk about this concept of white supremacy, and then when it comes to a debate with Cynthia G, all of a sudden say no, but basically, in effect, they were saying there's no such thing as white supremacy when they say, no, we're not being dominated. And to me, it's quite obvious that there's some domination going on when it comes to white versus black.
That was my whole point of that rant.
Yep.
You can't be anything but dominated if you're disenfranchised.
Right.
You can't be anything but dominated when you can't affect the consequence when people injure you. Do you think that if you injure a Jewish person, do you think it's going to be business as usual?
Nah, I doubt that. Gonna be some consequences and repercussions for that shit.
In South Central, when them niggas was in South Central, you notice they stopped at ripping Denny out his truck and hitting him in the face with a brick. They didn't go no further. When they showed them Korean stores, when they got out to them Korean stores were packing. They had all types of automatic rifles and weapons. They were waiting for them niggas to come out.
Yeah, no doubt.
And them niggas didn't go out there.
Right.
See, the best thing a nigga can do is victimize another nigga. That tells you all you need to know about whether or not black folks are being dominated in this society. The fact that you can't go sell dope out in Centerville, my nigga.
Right.
But you can damn sure sell it on the west side of Dayton. You can't sell that shit out in Kettering. I mean out in the detergent districts. You can't sell that shit in Kettering and Centerville. You can't sell that shit out in the affluent areas. That's not to say that there aren't people that are drug addicts in those places. I'm not saying that. You have wealthy people that are drug addicts, but you ain't finna sell that shit. You ain't finna set up no shop out in the heart of these places where they have these multi-million-dollar businesses. You can only sell that shit to other weak people like you.
Shit. But check it out.
Go
ahead,
brother.
Yeah, I think what we have here is, there's levels to this shit, right? So, like, me and you, we always talk about, especially during the days when we was listening to Tariq Nasheed a lot, right? And it's kind of like we stopped listening to him because, we just got tired of hearing this nigga talk about white supremacy every fucking 5 seconds, right? And then me and you have always said, a white person ain't never stopped me from doing shit. You know what I mean? If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. It gets done. You know what I mean? I'm not having no pity parties. I ain't trying to hear no violins, none of that shit. And so when we hear other cats out here talk about the concept of black folks or black men not being dominated, I can see that on a small level. On an individual level, I can see that. But when it comes to a collective, when it comes to having systems and paradigms put in place on a collective level, that's not true. On an individual level, it's true, but on a collective level, it's not true. I don't know. You want to expound upon that?
When you say on a collective level, it's not true. When you say what's not true,
I said on a collective level, it is true that we're being dominated. But on an individual level, I don't really see it being true because, of course, I have never really been stopped from doing anything that I've ever wanted to do by a white person.
That's because in this society allows a certain degree of latitude for the individual because that staves off out and out revolt. Right. You see, I just did an article. Let me explain what just happened here.
All right.
I just did an article on the Negro Manosphere called "Ain't It Funky?" It's on the Negro Manosphere. It's an article with James Brown and Richard Nixon.
Okay.
What happened was this: Richard Nixon they were terrified of people like H. Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael, the Black Panther Party. They were terrified of black radicalism during the 60s. So the Nixon administration said, okay, how can we get the black community under wraps? How can we get it in order? How can we get rid of all this black radicalism?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these niggas from need to greed. We're going to take them from need to greed. So Richard Nixon calls up James Brown and asks him to perform at his inaugural ball. And he tells James Brown about how he's going to roll out this program of black capitalism so that people in the ghetto are able to get theirs. So they're able to come up collectively. Now, Nixon was lying when he said this.
All right.
But the reason he was doing it is he was trying to use this as a tactic to divide and conquer the black community. He was trying to use this to squelch the radical fires of rebellion in the black community. He was doing this to take the shine away from organizations like the Black Panther Party, like the Black Guard, like the Revolutionary Active Movement, like Malcolm X's OAAU, which was in tatters by then, and so forth. They were doing this to squelch the fires of radicalism in the black community by saying, okay, the reason that they're engaging in this rebellion is because they're outsiders. So let's give them the specter of becoming insiders. Let's create this black capitalist program. So what he did was he said he was going to set up programs to where the government would deposit government would make large deposits of money or funds into black banks to jumpstart this economic activity. That was his promise. So he said, well, then the black banking and black businesses will be able to create an infrastructure for the black community. He said, then they will turn around and there will be black businesses. And then they will turn around and then they'll have better educational opportunities. They'll have better schools. It'll increase home ownership. And then they'll be able to exponentially increase the number of black collegiate institutions. Black people will have their own infrastructure. But if we enact this program, and he passed Executive Order 11458, which established the Office of Minority Business Enterprise, and he put a man in there by the name of Maurice Sams to oversee this. So James Brown, when James Brown heard this, James Brown was all in. But James Brown didn't understand that Nixon was playing it.
Okay. Because
here was the hook. In order to make this program work, I want you to listen to me very carefully now. In order to make this program work, it depended not on black people, it depended on the corporate white private sector had to finance these programs. The government didn't write one piece of legislation to where they financed anything substantially. It depended on investments from white corporations.
All right.
Now you tell me what white corporation is going to help niggas come up. What's the likelihood of that?
Shit. I'm stumped. I don't know.
That's as likely as Michelle Obama getting elected. That shit ain't gonna never happen.
Okay.
Nixon's plan depended on people that were never gonna do anything. Why? Because Nixon was never gonna do anything. It was all a lie. It was all a mirage. It was all a joke. But he did that just to squash, just to quiet, just to pacify, just to mollify those black dissidents within the Black Power movement. He did that to neutralize the fervor of black radicalism inside of the black community. And once niggas brought into that, I'm going to get a piece of the pie, the organizations, what did that motherfucker say? Oh, I'm going to get you, sucker. You remember that? He said, I heard the People's Army was 1,000 strong. He said, yeah, we went down there ready to take over the federal building.
We gave them government
but they were hiring that day.
Yeah.
He said they were hiring that day. He said the brothers went in there with guns and came out with jobs. He said they weren't angry anymore.
Damn.
And that's what Nixon did. Nixon pulled the same play with that program about black capitalism. They went in there, they were angry, but when Nixon did that little tokenism and that little trinket shit he did, and he was the one that codified and legislated legislated affirmative action. John F. Kennedy and Nixon was doing it under executive action. Nixon was the man that actually codified affirmative action. And I confronted Obsidian about this, and he had, well, give it time, brother, give it time. He had nothing to say about that.
Okay.
Your party helped create the welfare state. Your party helped create this dependency. Why? Because they're able to get over. They want you dependent.
Shit. There's rules and there's levels to this shit, man. You know, I don't think there can be any sort of denying that they have to keep black folks a permanent underclass in order, once again, to keep us the proverbial battery to keep the economy afloat. You know what I mean? So there's a degree of domination that must be asserted. You can't allow your permanent underclass, which is your battery, to run wild and to run loose and not, be the underclass. Shit. Somebody's got to be the beast of burden. You know what I mean? So I do understand that on a small level, on an individual level, there's a case to be made that no one is keeping individual black men down. But as a collective, there are systems in place to keep us down as a collective. You there? Oh, shit, nigga. Uh-oh. Tony.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My whole point of the Nixon story was that they need for black people to individually be able to get some type of shine. They need to be able to get some penny out of this society. They need coins. They need some degree of coins in this society. Because if everybody's struggling and everybody's not getting anything, then most people, they're going to protest, they're going to kick up dust, they're going to riot, they're going to do all these things that lead to the dissolution of the American social order. To have some people being able to get theirs. You can't totally suppress the whole population. But real power and real independence and real autonomy is a collective endeavor. It's something that must be, you have to have institutions, you have to have structure, you have to have those things that will protect you. You have to have those things that will ensure that you're able to get home loans. You have to have certain structural parameters or certain structural institutions put in place so that you can have a fair shot at equality. If you don't have your own banks, if you don't have your own corporations, if you don't have your own planes, your own boats, if you don't manufacture and make cars, you don't have any form of economic self-determination. And if you don't have any way to defend any of that, you're not going to keep it, so you're not going to be in power long anyway. Real freedom is a collective endeavor. It is done by the collective. It's not done by individuals. But individuals are allowed a certain degree of autonomy and success because it keeps everybody happy. It keeps everybody from rioting because it's just like the riots. Say, okay, you niggas can tear up your own shit, but that's it.
Right.
Nobody else is going to join in with you. White people are looking at you and they're wondering why you tearing up your own shit. Everybody else wondering why you tearing. Hey, Quan, baby, go to the pharmacy. No, I can't do that, Grandma. We burned down the pharmacy. See, it's cool long as you tearing up your own shit. That sector, that's one segment of society. So nobody's really concerned about Ferguson. Nobody's really concerned about Baltimore. Nobody's really concerned because that's one sector. Because everybody else has a stake on their plate. Everybody else has, a glass of wine. Well, when I say a glass of wine, of course, I'm speaking metaphorically.
Right.
But everyone else has their ability to a certain degree to get theirs. So when you say that there's no white man standing on your back individually, you're right. There's no white man standing on my back individually. No. He's not stopping me from going to college and getting an education. He's not stopping me from going out here and applying for a job. He's not stopping me from being able to pay my rent.
Right.
The white man ain't holding me back like that.
white man holding you back. Like
Hell
O'Shea
yeah,
would say.
Like O'Shea would say. But if you're talking about collective autonomy and freedom and a type of independence, group independence, there's no question that black men in particular, are dominated. You got these black officials, and I was I was reading an essay. I just wrote another article today that I dropped on the Negro Manosphere called Penis Envy, Part 1. And I looked at another analysis of one of Huey P. Newton's essays, and he said that the black politician is quite absurd. And I didn't understand what he meant. He said, well, the black politician is absurd because he's representing a constituency of people that don't own anything.
Okay.
So how much power can you have?
Right.
You're representing a powerless people. And I said, that's exactly the reason why nobody pays attention. Look, Sylvester Stallone went up to Donald Trump and got a pardon for Jack Johnson.
Damn.
A damn actor, dog, an actor.
Mm-hmm.
You got the entire goddamn Congressional Black Caucus there. And Trump ain't even listening to them. He thinks Maxine Waters is an uppity bitch. He ain't giving her no shine.
Right.
He ain't listening to Gregory Meeks. He ain't listening to Keith Ellison. He ain't listening to Elijah Cummings. He damn sure ain't listening to John Lewis or James Clyburn. That is the best and the most powerful group of black America. And Donald Trump treat them niggas like lawn jockeys.
Damn. Ooh, got it. Okay.
So that show you how much power they have. They have no power. Do you know how long they've been begging for Jack Johnson to get that pardon? And Jack Johnson been dead for 100 years.
Damn, man.
So it take a goddamn actor, a washed up actor, can come in and get some shit done that the Congressional Black Caucus can't do.
A washed up white actor.
A washed up white actor. What does that tell you about black political power?
There is
it's
none.
Meaningless.
Yeah, man.
There is none. So in answer to your question, of course you being dominated. You don't have any fucking power.
Oh, shit, man.
You got swag, though.
Hey, shit, that's all you need. Nigga, that's all you need, my nigga. Shit. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, check it out, man. So, I mean, we low-key kind of been shitting on CNG for the past couple weeks. I guess we can go ahead and give it just a little bit of a, I don't know, I don't want to say thumbs up. I don't want to offend you.
This is the difference between Mac City and everybody else. If somebody's right, we can admit that they're right.
Right.
We can divorce the person from the principle.
Oh, where did I hear that from?
We can separate the person from the principle. You understand?
Yeah.
Even though we may have our personal criticisms of Cynthia G, when you write, you write.
She on point with that one, man. I can't, I try to get around it as much as I could. I can't get around it, niggas. It's, all in your face. Damn, boy. Wish that I could somehow say that ain't true, but nigga, that shit, she ain't never spoke any words that's more true in her life on that one.
There's no question that it's true. And don't confuse your individual autonomy with the real freedom that comes from collective group empowerment.
Okay.
Those are two different things.
Yeah, I think that's the confusion right there. I think that's the confusion.
Individual success does not mean group empowerment, but group empowerment can all but guarantee individual success. Shit.
Man, it's a beautiful thing.
I told you niggas, you gotta get out of your ego. You gotta get out of your feelings.
That's definitely a touchy subject, man. That's definitely one for the ego right there, man. See a lot of cats, flipping out about that subject. Didn't want to fuck with it, man. Didn't want to acknowledge the real on that shit.
They can't fuck with it. They don't want to fuck with it because they can't fuck with it. They ain't got no real, not any answer that's sensible. They don't have a reasonable reply to that shit. They don't have a rebuttal to that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
Right.
So they got to come up with some old nigga shit off the corners to save face because it's all about swag. I'm sorry, but the real world just doesn't function off of your swag.
Oh, shit, man. Anti-Afro Svengalis. This is disgusting and irreprehensible. Hey, check it out, man. This is what we gonna do, man. Bruh, you know how I do, man. I gotta get me some sleep, man. Fucking with y'all, man. Y'all niggas is robbing me in my sleep, man. Shit, boy. Fuck, boy. I'm trying to tell you. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna go ahead and we gonna sign out, man. Once again, I don't know if we're gonna dice this joint up into 2 or 3 spots or just let it all flow. I don't know, man, because you know,
gonna have to, because you know niggas got short attention spans.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. For real, boy. So this is what we gonna do, man. It's the Fat Mac on my Triple XL. You can, fuck with me on the Patreon. Look, y'all missing out on my Patreon, man. My Patreon is just ridiculous good. You understand what I'm saying, man? I got videos, I got pictures, I got podcasts, I got all sorts of good shit up in my goddamn Patreon, man. I got thousands of, that's my website, maxcity.com. I got thousands of shit in there. But, man, I got a lot of joints, man, packed up in that Patreon, man. I'd like to give a shout out to all my Patreons that's coming up in there and helping me out, man. Help me pay my bills, bro. And, of course, let me see, the maxcity.com, and, of course, the PayPal. All that will be in the description box and in the comments section. And, of course, Tony, take it away. Let them know what you're doing, where they can find you at.
You can find me at powerandstrategy.com. Again, don't go to the YouTube because I'm still trying to learn how to do this podcast and shit. If you want to hear a podcast, you're going to have to come to Mac City and hear it because I haven't mastered the YouTube shit yet. Go to powerandstrategy.com, sign up, subscribe to the website. It's free. Subscribe to the website. Even if you don't read the articles, at least subscribe to the website. Subscribe to the website. Okay? Subscribe to the website. Don't go to that damn YouTube page and sign up there. Subscribe to the website. If you want to support by Patreon, it's Power of Strategies on Patreon. If you want to support by PayPal, Patreon is Power of Strategies. At PayPal, it's Way of Strategy 44@gmail.com. Once again, at PayPal, it is Way of Strategy 44@gmail.com. On Patreon, Power of Strategies. Otherwise, come to the website, subscribe to the website. You can also leave a comment on the lower right-hand side of the comment section. I also have articles on the Negro Manosphere that drop every Tuesday. I'm updating on my site, Power and Strategy, every 3 to 4 days now. I have a new article coming out. I got one up there now called X Marks the Spot, which is my new one on my website because we just had the 54th anniversary of the assassination of Malcolm X, and I went back and recounted the last 24 hours of that man's life, and it's really some sad, disgusting shit. I depressed myself writing that. But go to Power Strategy, check out my articles, like and share the articles, subscribe to the website, leave a comment, like and share the articles, and if you feel so inclined, support. And on that note, Mac, I got a request. I don't know if you got it from my main man RH.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, give a shout out to RH, man. What was the request?
I got to give a shout. He wants us to do a show on power tricking, and some guy, I forget what the guy's name is. I got to find out what the story's about and go back through the laws of power trick and how he broke them and so forth and so on, and how he could have used them to save. Just explain what he did wrong. In terms of whatever he did, and I got to find out who it was. Okay. So because you've been a loyal supporter, you've definitely been, loyal and been in my camp and been waving my flag. So I'm going to give you that podcast. I'm going to find out who this person is, find out what the story is, and we're going to give you that damn podcast on Power Tricking because, again, you are a loyal Mac City citizen, and we owe you that respect, and that's exactly, what we're going to give to you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
RH, your podcast is coming.
Okay.
But other than that, this is my name is Nigga Fuchsias. My name is Tony Maceo Magneto, and that is my illustrious producer, the RZA, Dr. Dre, whatever you want to call him. It is the Fat Mac himself, and together we are MacCityLimitsPodcast.com. That's what's up. We are the best heard YouTube. We are the most copied YouTubers that no one wants to admit that they listen to.
You ain't lying, boy. You ain't lying, son, boy. Woo-wee. It's a cold game, Jack. Hey, shout out to my boy Tony Snow. You know what I mean? He hit me up on the PayPal too, man. Shit, there's another brother. God damn it. I'm about to probably hit this other brother up in the next show because I don't forgot. I didn't write the shit down, man. But shout out to
C Boogie.
Yeah, C Boogie, man. Shit. That's what I should have done. Because C Boogie was on the last bullshit experiment hangout I just did, and I should have asked him some questions on that shit, man, but I was falling asleep, man. So I'm gonna definitely have to pick C Boogie's brains on some of that shit, you know what I mean, because he obviously know what the fuck he doing. Shit. But anyway, let me go ahead and getting that buckwheat. Yeah, I'm about to shut this shit down, man. The Fat Maxter, the almighty Triple XL, coming at y'all live and direct from MacCity.com and PowerandStrategy.com. And we out, and we out, and we out.